So, we ready to go?
Yeah. Fix your audio. You still have the audio problem. So I'm hearing you, but you're breaking up. So I'll give you like a 2 seconds to kind of fix your audio.
Let's see. How about now? Is it better now?
All right, lovely, clear, nice. All right. So so Mr. Paul, I'm just gonna start with the orders and then pass it to you.
Okay, no harm. Sure.
All right, all right. So tonight, people, we have a lot of new persons on the call, and it seemed fit, to really go back, although it was already done, but it seemed fit to go back to take you from that level with areas that you were, you're stumbling with, So we're gonna take it back on pending orders, and let me just share my screen here for a while. Right. So pending simply means waiting. You're waiting for something to happen. So you're outside and the weather is made up and you are expecting, rain to fall. So we're pending that occurrence. It's on pending. You really want that rain to fall. You see all the signs already. So in trading, when you have a pending order, usually pending, you're waiting on that order to kick off or to take off. So pending just means waiting. Now we have a buy stop pending order. We have a buy limit pending order. We have a sell stop order, and we also have a sell limit. Now, I'm just going to give you a little visual representation, and I'm going to tie in a question from someone, I forget his name, on what was slippage. I'm going to tie it in with the orders, right? So let me just open up let me open up my drawing as usual. Right, so you're trading, and usually, as I said, pending means waiting, right? So you see the trend of a market and so on, and you are the uptrend, you are the downtrend. You know the uptrend is for the buy, the downtrend is for the sell. Now you're a busy guy, a busy woman, and you don't have time to sit down and get all the confirmation. But you deep down in your spirit, you know that price would get to a certain point, a certain number. Now you go into your phone or your whatever device you use, and since you know price is going to touch there based on your gut feeling and based on also your evaluation of that chart, you put a buy stop, a sell stop, a buy limit, or a sell limit around those areas. So when eventually price reaches there, it activates your trade, and giving you results you need, putting money into your account and so on. Now I'm going to start here with the buy stop. It's already drawn for you. Now, as I said, when you're going up, you're buying. When you're coming down, you're selling, right? So we're going to do with the buy stop first, the buy stop. Now, this black line here, this guy in red here is standing on is the order, the buy stop order, right? BS, buy stop. Now, this order is activated when in a buying market. Now, you got up 6 o'clock, for example, and this is on the hour time frame. Each candle here represents an hour. And you are on the uptrend, right? So 1 hour after 6, 2 hours after 6, 3 hours after 6. So realize that market is buying. 1 second, people. 1 second. Right. Sorry about that. Yes, as I was saying, you're leaving home only for the work and whatever. And you definitely know price on this black line here is your order. That's your position, the position you took, right? You know the market is buying. So the market is presently here and you have to go to work. So you just put a nice order right here with a certain price next to it. So you know when you're trading, the candles is basically price, right? So you might have a number like 1.237. You know, it doesn't matter. Let's say that's your order here. You put the order here while the candle was here. The candle was not up here as yet. Now, the buy stop, I like to picture it as a bus stop, right? I always like to picture it as a bus stop. You taking a vehicle to where you want to go. So price is here coming up. You put an order right here to be activated. Now, this candle here is the candle. When it touches that line, sometimes when it even come close to the line, according to your broker, it activates that pending order you had. Now, when it activates that pending order, look at it. The candle continues going up. You have your take profit up here. Boom, trade cut off, money in the bag. So that's you buy stop, literally you waiting for that buy to cross where you set it here, and that number 1.237 before it activates so that you can make the money coming up all up here. So when you reach on the job, if you have data on your phone, you're going to see you're in profit, money in the bag. That's for buy stop. Now let's look at sell stop now, the opposite of buy stop. You're busy again, you're going to work, you just put in your order for the sell. You know the market is selling coming down. You see the red candles coming down, right? You're still on the bus, you're waiting on price to reach where you want it. Look at the black line here. This here is your zone for entry. So that number could be 1.0072 for it to be activated, right? So when it gets to that number, boom, you're in the trade now. And you make your money come right down and you take profit down here. So all that here is money in the bag. It will not activate when price is up here because price haven't reached close to that zone or to that pending order you have for the sale. It would only activate when it touches it. As I said with some of your brokers, sometimes when you reach close to it, it kicks off, right? So buy stop, you put an order for the continuation of a buy. Sell stop, you place an order for the continuation of a sell. Now, let's go on to the buy limit now, and then we're going to look at the sell limit. Now, the buy limit here deals with a little pullback here. So, price is on its way up. You missed it. You missed it. And you said to yourself, no, wow, look at this on a nice trend. You see it pull back here to go even further. What you do, you place an order. Since you know price already left you, see price left you, you place an order below price. So look at price up here in the green. You place an order below price. Why did you place a buy limit below price? Because you know for price to go even higher or even further, you get a pullback. Here is the pullback. So based on your Fibonacci tools and so on, and your experience in the market, you're going to place your pending order for the buy limit below price. Always remember that. Over here, you place your order above price. You see that? For price to touch it, you place the order above price. But for the buy limit over here, you place the order below price. Look at price up here kicking pin. You place your order below here, waiting on the pullback. Now, when you get the pullback now, for price to go even further, boom, look at price come here back and activates your buy limit to continue in the push up for the big buy. You take your take profit up here, money in the bag. Now for the sell limit, opposite of buy limit, you have to be in a selling market. Look at you here in a selling market and you miss it. You miss that market, but it's not too late. Thank God for sell limit. What you do, you place a pending order right where you expect the pullback to reach. Right where you expect the pullback to reach. Usually some people, they don't know where the pullback going to reach. So they take it a little closer to price. Look at it here. So look how you're coming down here. Some people could even put it around this area here. You see this area here. You know that is for the inexperienced person. But once you understand fibs and so on, people, this thing comes easy, right? So you're in a selling market here, you miss the sell. Let me just step back one and take out the black line there. Right. So you miss the sell, but you know when you're going down, you must have a pullback to go down even further. So you place that order here. What you do? You place it what? Right under here, so as to get the pullback. So when the pullback comes, it activates it. It activates it to continue the sale going down. Now, let me just ask if you have any questions, throw it at me because I'm going to tie it into a question that was asked last week on slippage. So if you have any question, you could just ask me, just unmute yourself and ask me anything pertaining to what I just explained here. All right, so there's no question, so let me just continue. Now, someone asked last week what was slippage, right? And we couldn't give him a definite answer as yet. Now, with research, we found that slippage in the Forex market occurs when a trade is executed at a different price than is expected. Now, look at price here. Look at price here. And slippage basically is when you trade at a price that you don't want, basically, in layman's term. So you expect for price to be at 1.237, but you didn't get it at there. You didn't get it at that range, or that number, that price level, right? Now, when we trade, I'm going to explain something to you for the persons who trade regularly. Have you ever taken a trade and you take it for the buy and you get a pause before that trade goes through? You get a pause on your screen, then you get in the song, whoop, tells you that it's in effect now. Based on your lot size, I realize now if I take a $10 trade and I press a buy or a sell, it's going to give me a little delay rather than if I take a smaller lot size. So if I take it for 10 cents, that's going through quickly. If I take it for $5 or $10, it's going to give me a little pause, a couple seconds there in between before you get the song telling you that the trade is in effect. These things are called slippage. Now, let's say, for instance, you want to place an order. You want to place any order, and you have your phone in front of you, and you're watching price go. You're watching price, and let's say you want to put a buy stop order. When you place the order, it's not going through on your phone. Why is it? Why is it? You have 1.237. And you know, candle is beating up and down, beating up and down, up and down, up and down, and you're putting it and it's rejected, it's rejected. That's because you got left on your journey. You got left on that buy stop or sell stop journey because of high volatility in the market. So you have to go for the next higher price. You know, when you want to buy, you want to take it low. So on this way up here, I want to maximize on pips, right? So I might buy low somewhere here. So I'm going to get all that up here. Now, based on the pending order you're putting in, if you're too slow, you may not get that entry price. That entry price, you may not get it. So you may have to settle for 1.237. Instead of that, you might have to settle for 1.255 or 45 or whatever, you know, a little higher than what you expected. So you wouldn't get to maximize on pips as you should. And this thing happen in pending orders regularly. You might have a pending order inside and it never get activated. That's how it happened to me based on volatility of the market. So sometimes you expect the pullback to reach way down there, but if high volatility pushing price for even higher, it never reached there. And that happened with the best of the best traders because of this slippage there. You understand? So high volatility in the market is one of the key factors pushing slippage. So you have to be quick on the draw for slippage, you know, if you want to avoid certain things. So that's me there talking on slippage, basically for the guy who really wanted to know what was slippage. and buy stop, sell stop, depending others. If you have no questions, I thank you for your time, and I'm gonna move you over to Mr. Miller, the next facilitator for tonight. All right.
All right, Mr. Jack, thank you very much, and pleasant good night to everyone. I hope that we had a pleasant day. And as we're in the comfort of our homes, or if you're mobile and you're traveling around and you're just using your mobile device, that you're in a frame of mind to focus your attention on trading. The thing about it is that we are here, and various persons, I see there are 49 persons on the call. And of these 49 persons, we have persons of various ability, persons at various stages in their trading career. Some would have just started, some would have maybe joined on even today. And the key, or one of the key elements of trading and being successful, has a lot to do with your mindset and your discipline. Chief of those is your discipline. You know, nothing brings people's attention or bring people together on a platform, as I've seen, as what money can do. We're all here in spite of what we're doing. We would have put that aside because we have one common goal. We want to make money. That's why we are here on the call tonight. And since we are here, because we want to learn as much as we can, as quickly as we can, so we can make as much as we want, right? So we want to learn as much as we can, as quickly as we can, to make as much as we want. Notice that I'm talking about can and want here. And in our quest for wanting more, there are times we overlook a lot of things and we make mistakes that would be detrimental to us in the end. Trading is all about learning from mistakes. There are some things in life, there is no shortcut to it. At the end of the day, you just got to do it the way that it has to be done. There's absolutely no shortcut to it. And likewise, trading. And you can get online, you can see videos, you can see people posting this and posting a whole host of things here. And believe it or not, I don't care if 99 people have good success stories. I want my success story. At the end of the day, not everything works for everyone. What is dog love, as we say sometimes, is not catalog. And we have to learn this thing for ourselves. Getting on the trading platform, many persons would have made the sacrifice to join the academy so that they can get the education here. And persons joining the academy here, sometimes the focus is on, let me see how much money I can make so I don't have to worry about paying my subscription and doing these other things. But at the end of the day, it is a sacrifice. You have been working in a job for 15 years, 20 years, and if you don't get paid for 1 month, you can't really eat. And you still go to work and you still make the sacrifice, and sometimes the money is not enough to pay boss, and you still make the sacrifice and you get there. And then you join a platform that can change your life forever, that can put you in a position where you can really get out of debt. You can get out of the situations that you are in. And persons are saying, here's what, for 1 month, if I can't make my subscription, then that's the end of it. Again, trading is an opportunity where you have to learn to develop the skill. You can make a lot of money, but you can also lose a lot of money. And there is no better teacher than experience and listening from others. And here we are tonight. You would have joined in the academy. The way the lessons are structured in the academy, they are structured to get you on the right path. Some of us would have been in trading for quite a while, so we know some of the experiences, and that's why we are sharing. And what we share is really the mistakes we would have made. We share it with you to avoid you making those mistakes. I've been trading for about 15 years and I've learned a lot of mistakes. When I say learned mistakes, a lot of what I learned weren't the proper way because I didn't have any formal training like the academy provides today. But nonetheless, we are here and we have decided to walk along and to share things with you here. I'm starting off like this because for those of you who just joined in, even before you place your first trade, you should spend time going through the academy, the 100, 200, 300, 400 series. Most people I know go through all those series in about 2 days. And this is how badly you want it. You want to learn and absorb as much as you can so you can get on the market. The rush shouldn't be to get in and start trading the day you joined in, but the rush should be to learn as much as you can and understand as much as you can. So what's going to be done here tonight, many of you may not understand, but when you go through the academy, it is going to make a lot more sense to you. Some persons would have gone through the academy twice, 3 times, and some things are still unclear. So this is why we have those sessions that can help clear up a lot of the doubts and a lot of the confusions that we may have here. So tonight, we are going to look at a few things that are very important. On our last session, I went through lot size and leveraging and so. And I want to start off in that way also. Let me share my screen and let's get started. All right, so if you can see my screen, where are you going? Let's get rid of that. If you can see my screen, I just want you to type 11 in the chat for me, please. I don't want to proceed if you can't see my screen. So if you can see my screen, if one person just do that, then I know then all can see. All right, let's see. 11, good. Right, so we can go ahead. Okay, so we have our trading platform, which we use MetaTrader 4, MetaTrader 5. These are various trading platforms that we're going to see eventually what they entail. But I want to use TradingView to demonstrate what we are talking about. And TradingView is a platform that makes it quite simple, quite easy for us. We can do a lot, we can learn a lot from TradingView when it comes to analyzing the market. The thing about it, however, is when you enter a trade, the entire market runs on an algorithm. So we cannot trick the market. And believe it or not, you may win several times from the market, but there are times the market is going to take back from you. So you have to learn to embrace loss. None of us enter trades to lose, but we have to learn to embrace the loss. We rejoice when we make profit, but whenever we lose, we tend to be sour-faced. And losing is what should teach us how to win. The thing about it, when we enter trade, we have to understand a few things. One, the amount of money we have in the account. And the amount of money we have in the account would determine the size of trades that we can take and the amount of trades we can also take. But also, what happens when it comes to this, based on the size of trade that we take, meaning your lot size, you can make a lot of money, but it's also proportionate to the amount of money you can lose in the event the trade goes the opposite direction. And what we do, we tend to try to enter the market at the opportune moment. So if you look at my chart here now, this is the Euro US. And let's suppose that the market was right at this point, at this red candle here. The market, or let's just say that green candle, the market is at this point here. And we decide here is what? Based on my analysis, the market is going to go down. It therefore means that when the market goes down, if I sell here, the market may go down the same time. There's a little drawdown here, but there was a pullback. So the market is going to pull back. And the pullback on this time here, let's just measure it and see. That's 30 pips. So the pullback was 30 pips. So let's suppose that you have a small account of $100, and which is supposed to take one trade at 10 cents. It therefore means with a 30 pip stop loss, which is about the average stop loss that should be used, with a 30 pip stop loss, you're going to lose $3. Nobody with a $100 account should be losing $5 and $10 on a trade. If it happens, it means that you're over leveraging. Or again, it means that you have entered the market too early. So imagine you enter the market on this candle and the stop loss that was given was 30 pips. And you realize, boy, I only started my account with $10 and 30 pips, that's $3. So you know what, I'm going to adjust my stop loss. I'm going to bring my stop loss down a little, maybe to 15 pips. So in the event, I'm going to lose $1.50. And then what would have happened? The market went up 30 pips and then the market went down about 100 pips and you realize, whoa, I just got stumped out. I just lost, my stop loss was hit, and then the market moved in the opposite direction. It happens quite a lot of time. And in all my plus maybe 16 years since I've been trading, most of my losses, what I realized, were because of me having stop loss that was too close. Because we want to have $10 on the account, risk 50 cents to make $40. Impossible. So persons realized that trades were given off all of last week and the week before, and all of the trades were good trades. All of the trades were good trades. They went in the direction. Some of them had pullbacks. And if you follow the stop loss, then you would have been safe. But some persons realize, here's what, my stop loss is too far because I'm going to lose too much. So let me move my stop loss down. People, the market is mathematically calculated. Stop loss isn't just been put any and anywhere. So you have entered again on my chart here, and this is where the stop loss would have been at 30 pips away. But here's what, if we waited for the market, we waited, and we got into the market at this candle here, it simply means that all we needed for a stop loss would have been 10 pips. That's $1 at 10 cents. So instead of risking $3, we would have risked $1 for our stop loss, and we would have been safe. So if we enter the market too early, we get into the market too early, we would have to have a wide stop loss. And then what would have happened with trades that were given yesterday? Persons were complaining. Complain may be a strong word. Let me just mute that person. Some rig phone or rig device. Yeah, let me just mute him. Good. Persons realized, here's what, my stop loss, I think I'm going in too much loss. So you get into all the trades that came there, and then you realize, yes, I'm going negative 10, negative 50, negative 25. No, I think I need to move my stop loss down. Again, based on the size of the account, if it's one trade you can take, you take that one trade and you build your account up. If the trade is in profit and you see another trade comes, which might be better, you can close up that one trade and you can move into the other trade. So as Mr. Jack was sending out the trades and he moved the stop loss a little closer to make it tighter, then you realize the stop loss would have been hit. And when the stop loss was hit, the trade continued after to move in the direction in which it went. So why am I getting there? The reason behind this is that trading is always optional. When the trades are sent out, you go into the trade at your own risk. There are some trades you decide to take, some trades you don't take. Not because, 40 trades were given last week and 39 of them were successful. If they give 100 today, I'm taking 100. That's not the attitude. You take the risk to get into the trade. None of us has control on the market and how the market is going to move. We just make speculation and we just do our analysis of the market. And right there, you can see that this year is just moving up and down. It's looking for a sell, but my analysis of it here, it is going to go for a buy. Because all that we've seen here are really pullbacks if you look at it on a larger time scale. We may get a little pullback, a downtrend here. But the thing about it is, so fine. Let us suppose we'd have gotten into the trade right here now. Somebody may say, well, for me, I'm going to put my stop loss right over here. I'm going to put my stop loss close. Believe it or not, you're going to get stumped out if you have your stop loss so close. Stop loss are mathematically calculated. You can put it on the previous high. Your stop loss may even be all the way here or even up here to be safe. And we go back about 10 hours and the market hadn't reached at that level. So it's not just about adjusting stop loss to see, I will lose $10, let me drop it down a little. No. This is what makes people lose. There are times there are people who take a big risk of not trading with stop loss. And when you don't trade with stop loss, which we don't advocate, many of the times your trading is more successful. But what is going to happen if you get into the market too early, you go down into a lot of negative. And you can't afford to do that. At the end of the day, you get into the market and you get in at the right time. While I'm here, I want to also bring this in. There are times trades are given and persons say, oh, I'm in blue already, and there are others who aren't in blue. But we all took the trade, but why are you in blue and why I am not in blue? Again, there are various brokers that we trade with. And brokers, the difference between, or the difference among the brokers really is the spread on the currency. So some, for example, Euro US, there's a spread here on trading view of 0.1 here, and the spread fluctuates. There are some brokers, the spread might even be wider, and various currencies they have different spread on them. So what we're going to realize, here's what. Some might be in profit as well as some might be in loss, even if we enter the market. But because of the variation in brokers, we're going to have problems, or we're going to have differences. So both of us may have our stop loss set at the same rate. Yours get kicked off, mine is still in. Why? Because even though the rates change, the brokers, the difference in the brokers. So this is something we also have to understand and prepare for. Then again, it takes me to a crucial point. When trades are given, you get an alert for the trade. You don't just jump and take the trade just like this. So for example, you may see a trade, the Euro US, and the trade might have been sent off at 1 o'clock. And the trade sent off at 1 o'clock, you didn't have data, or for some reason your data was turned off. And at 2 o'clock, you get a pop-up on your phone and you're so anxious, they send a trade, and one time at 2 o'clock, you took the trade. As soon as it comes, you open your phone and you just go straight ahead and you take the trade. That can be problematic. Because what can happen is that the trade might have been given when the market was at this point here, right? So the market was at this point here when the trade was given for a sell. And by the time you get the message on your phone, you realize, here's what. Or you didn't realize you got in, but when you got in, the market was already down here. So you got it, the trade was given here, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 hours after you got the trade, and you entered down here. Then you realize some people talking about it making money because they would have gotten in the market early. And you aren't making because you'd have gotten in the market when the market is turning. And what's going to happen? The market is going to pull all the way back up on you. So whenever you get a trade, even before you enter the trade, you should look at the values and make that determination. So I got a trade to buy the Euro US. And the trade came by the Euro US at 1.2200. That's at this rate here. I'm going to put a line to show. So buy the Euro US when it is at that red line here. But by the time you got the message, the rate is up here now. Should you or shouldn't you enter? A lot of things would have happened. So you got the message when the trade is at this red line here. The trade was given down here and you got the message up here. And they say, buy, man are buying as crazy. You jump into the trade. Trouble. Because so far, you would have lost a total of, let's see, 26 pips would have gone already in the trade. So before you even take a trade that you see that is posted on the chart, you must first look at the current market price. So you get into the trade and you look at the market price. Also, when you look at the market price, there are some currency that have more value than others. So you can look at the size of your account and realize, listen, the stop loss they put is a wide stop loss, but I don't think my account could handle that. Should I take that trade or should I not take that trade? This also is something that we have to look at when it comes to trading. So persons can enter the trade. We're all in the same trade, but we're all in the trade at different rates. Let me bring up my trading platform. If you have any question, you can unmute your mic and ask here. So this is the Euro US, and this is where it is here. So for example, this trade that is running here, the AUD-NZD, I got into that trade at 1.07437, AUD-NZD. I got in for a sell, and I got in at 1.07437. So that was a few days ago and way above the rates that we are seeing now. Good. This is where I got into that trade at that level here. That was a few days ago. Now the trade is at this point. So it's for a sell, and straight away here, there is no stop loss, neither is there a TP on it. I'm just going to do, let's just pull another chart here, right? Okay, let the right, good. So this is a trade. I want to enter that trade. I am going to do a new order. So Jack would have explained what it is here when we started. And you can enter the market in two ways. You can enter the market at current price. Right now, you enter the market. If you do a trade, you are in a live trade because you entered market price. And then you have the option of entering a pending order at a future date or future time. That's what was explained earlier, the pending order. So two ways of entering the market. Market execution means you get into the market right away, or pending order, you get into the market at a later time. So there are times trades are sent out and you can know if you should get in at market order or if you should get in at a pending order. So all of the trades that are given, when they're given, the trades are for instant market execution because all it says, buy this or sell that, this is your TP and this is your stop loss. So these are market execution trade. If a rate is given, then you know it's a pending order, so you're plugging those rates in your trading platform. So I'm going to enter a trade here on this pair and I'm going to sell. And that trade would have gone in now. So that's, I'm trading here at 20 cents per point, 0.02. And for those of you who are mathematically inclined, there's a little difference in the mathematics when it comes to trading. And please, this is the first mistake people make. 0.02, that's 2 cents I'm trading at. Please, please, please put that in your pipe and smoke it. The very first 101 in trading. Trading with Millet or trading with Grenada traders, 101. In mathematics, the decimal is different when it comes to trading. So this is 2 cents in decimal. I almost said decimally, right? I could crunk that word. Decimally, this is 2 cents. In trading, this is 20 cents. And so that's a good analysis. Okay, I'm already in profits with that trade, 21, and that's a good trade that's going on. I know there are times I'm doing a session like that, and then when I see good opportunities where trades are coming, I still take them on my live account anyways. Right. So this is the trade that would have gone in. Now we are given a stop loss and take profit. I got into the trade here. Looking at it in the last hour, where that level is here, I would not put my stop loss at that level here. Because if just a few minutes ago, it was at that level, very likely it can go back to that level. So putting my stop loss at that level here will get me out of the trade. Let me just enter stop loss so that we can see it in effect. 0.65425. 0.65425. All right, that red line here is my stop loss. So I can put my stop, so the stop loss I was given is up here. Looking at this high candle here. So this is a good stop loss for this trade here. It 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 hours ago, the market was at that height. It's very unlikely that the market is going to get to that height within the next hour or so. And you see, I'm already in profit, almost $1 in profit, and I'm going at 20 cents already. That was a good start of a trade here. Anyways, good. So I put my cursor on it to see how much it is here. That is $14.86 negative. So if the trade goes up, reverse, I am going to lose $14.86. Hey, you're mad, I can't lose $14.86. Let me narrow it down a little. Let me bring my stop loss down here to save me. And that stop loss is $4.57. By the time you turn twice, the market pulls back a little, you're losing that $4.57. So stop loss is mathematically calculated. And it is only that $14.40 because I'm trading at 20 cents. And if my account was smaller and I traded at 10 cents, that would have only been $7.40. So you do not take all the trades that have been given, because based on the size of the account, it would not allow you that amount of latitude in terms of going in negative. So once you do proper risk management, the stop loss is mathematically calculated. I said all this to say that some person said, okay, they lost because the stop loss was close. And if your stop loss is too close, you are going to lose. So Mr. Jack, when the trades are sent out, there is nothing about, let's say, have a tight stop loss of people. We know the stop loss is mathematically calculated. If persons can afford the trade, they take the trade. If they cannot afford the trade, then they don't take that trade. So this is in respect of this year. I want to go back to trading view. If you have any questions, I see something in the chat here. Let's see what the chat is asking. Okay, good. All right. So this is that portion here. Let's go back to trading view. Again, you are not on this platform to depend on people for trades. There are a lot of people who joined IM because they were told you can recruit people and make money by recruiting. IM is an educational institution that teaches people how to trade. Your basis for joining IM should be to get the education of trading. Yes, some persons can build. The money is in trading, not in building, but if building is your choice, that's fine. That's not a problem. But you don't ever want to be in a position to be dependent on people. You don't want to be in that position. So you want to learn so that you can be independent. Because if all of a sudden, Mr. Jack say, here's what you see me, I finally fed up with that. I give up trading. Or he just make a big money in trading and he finally qualify now. So you think he could stop trading, he could do that here. Some persons may take that approach, then everybody is like fish out of water. So you have to learn on your own. So while you go through the academy, do not, as you just start, just focus on taking trades. Yes, it may be tight that you're looking to make some money. You know, we all want to make some money, but the focus should be on learning. You really cannot learn adequately if your focus is on making money right now. The trades that are given is just to help subsidize and ease the little desire that you may have to give up, or at least you make the money so you know your subscription is secured. But even if you join the platform, at least you should cater to pay 2-month subscription because you know what the benefits are from that. Some persons get frustrated after 1 month, they can't make their payment. And for 15 years you're working and the boss is not treating you right, but you're still on the same job. And for 1 month, when you see how you can break away from the boss, we still tend to give up. So we really have to stick to it. But when the trades are given, we should look at the charts and try to see, okay, why did they say sell now or not buy or buy now? Why was that given? So yes, I'm going to take the trade, but I'm also going to try to figure out what decision was made. So with this trade here, let me go back now to my trading platform. I'm seeing something in the chat here. All right. What time frame is recommended? We're going to get into that here. So let's get back into our trading view platform here. So we get into this trade and a trade idea came up. Australian CHF, Swiss franc, that's where we are now. You can sell Australian CHF now. And I'm analyzing, here I'm looking at the chart. Okay, it was here, the market went up, the market came down, the market go up, it come down, it go up a little, it come down, that look like it going up because every time it comes down, it's going up a little higher. So then why are they telling me sell? Oh, I see it move down here. But why is it telling me sell and I find it's going on buy? I know, okay, fine, I'm going to make the money because I'm selling, but I want to know why they're asking me to sell and not to buy. So every time a trade comes off, we should look at it on the chart and try to determine why it was given for a buy or for a sell. Look, a while ago, we were in profits with this one because it was selling here, and then it decided to go up. Remember a while ago, I said it could be an uptrend. But as we look at it in that fashion, and this is where I made that last statement now to come in to answer the question that was asked. What is the best time frame to trade in? So here's what. For quite a number of years, when I was trading, I would lose, and to me, it was a lot of luck and chance. And simply because I missed one key element, because I started learning, it's in 2006, 2007, thereabout. And I started looking at YouTube videos. And with eagerness, you look at those videos and them. And the very, very most crucial point I missed has me in that predicament. I'm going to tell you what that is here. The rates now presently is, so let me just do it in trading view. It's a better view on trading view. The rate now, let me just clear the chart. Remove drawing, it's good. The rate presently is 1.12460. That's the rate here now. That's in the 1 hour view. If I look at it in the 1 minute, the rate is still the same rate. I look at it in the 4 hour view, the rate is still the same rate. So hear me now in my strategy. And here we can look at the market, that same thing a while ago. Let me just show you something here one time as it's popping here. It's looking like it's in a downtrend. If you look at it here, look at it here. It's looking like it's going in a downtrend and the price is even below my moving average here. It looks like a downtrend. But here's what's going on. When I look in the 4 hour here, I can see that this really is an uptrend and this is possibly a pullback. It is possibly, we're not getting into the analysis of this here. But here's what, I was saying at all the time frame, the market is the same. So I want to be most current, so I'm taking the 1 minute. And for years, I traded on the 1 minute. So the market looked like now, like it's going, like for example, on this year, when I watch that, whoa, that's a good trade, but I'm going up. So I'm going to buy, I'm going to get into a buy. So I'll get into a buy and the market goes up and fine, I see I start making money here. And by the time I turn and I watch my stop loss hit, but what just happened with now the market like that? Not even realizing, here's what, you see this 1 minute, each candle represents 1 minute. And this, you cannot determine any trend or anything in the 1 minute. And for years, I traded on the 1 minute because I missed that crucial element early. You know, some people say, well, if I made a mistake, man, let people make the mistake themselves. But this is why we are here, so that you can learn from our mistakes. It is not bad making mistakes. It is good to make mistakes, but you should be making new mistakes, not mistakes that people made and told you about already. Make new mistakes, not our mistake or my mistake. And this is why I'm telling you those things here. So to answer your question, the time frames are very important. The higher the time frame tells us, or it gives us an idea as to what the trend is. Again, there are different trading styles. There are people who trade not just daily. Some people who trade to go for a month. Some people who trade for 6 months. There are some people who have trades running for a whole year based on your style. So this year, I'm looking at the 1 month. Every candle here represents 1 month. So we can safely say that the Euro-US from since 2018 to 2020 has been on a downtrend. Let's see. So we can say from 2018 to now, because I'm looking at the monthly, it has been on a downtrend. Should I just get in? Because look at the rate here now. The rate is, I'm seeing the rate here, 1.21478. Should I just get into a trade here? Madness if you get into a trade looking at the month view. But look at it, look at how much movement. And just to show you here, let me just show you what the pips look like. Just that 1 month, even before I do it here, that's thousands of pips we're looking at here. If we just look at that here, 880. So even though we just look at it for that few months period, 2,000 pips, because every candle here is represents 1 month here. So we look at the 1 month, the higher time frame, and we realize, here's what, this is a downtrend. Okay, fine. So I know, well, for the last 2 months, it started going up. So we can also draw another trend line and say, here's what, the trend changed from here, right? So the trend, we are looking at an upward trend for the last 2 months. So then we're going to go down from the month and let's see the weekly trend, what's going to happen. We see, although it's on a downtrend, because the larger time frame dominates the market, right? The larger time frame dominates the market. So for example, you have $10,000 in your possession and you go in the bank and you deposit your $10,000. You keep 200 in your wallet. So when you spread out your wallet and you flash it out and people see you have money, the most money you have in your wallet is $200. You can't spend more than that. But you know your ability is 10,000 because you have that in the bank. So the larger time frame tells you this is what's happening. It dominates the market. News and other things cause little things to happen in between, but they don't change the trend. They accelerate what happens now, but the market is dominated by the larger time frame. So our monthly told us it was on a downtrend. We go down to the week and we can see it's still on a downtrend. In and between it went up, but it went back down, up and down, up and down. And then we realized the last 2 months started going up. And this is where the last 2 months started moving on these green candles here. So we go down from the week and we go to the daily because we are trading now to see what's going on. And we realize for the last few days, the market has been more or less consolidating here. We can go back to earlier in May, from the 26th of May, there was an upward movement here, 26, 27, 28. So for the coming to the end of May, the market started moving up. We can see that's an uptrend. We're still not trading it, right? This is our current rate still, 1.21477 thereabout. So the daily gives us an idea now as to what the trend is. So we can see it's more or less consolidating. It has been down for the 2 days. Today start to show it's going up a little, right? So if today starts showing up a little, it's in a downtrend, I'm going to be looking for a little buying opportunity, but it may not buy for long because it's an uptrend here. That can be a pullback ready to go back up again. So I am looking for an upward movement. That's in the daily for confirmation. Then I go down to the 4 hours because I'm getting closer now to get into entry, to get into entering for a trade. So we go down to this smaller time frame when we are ready to enter for a trade. So higher up gives us an idea as to what the trend is. And as we go lower down, it is because we're getting warmer and warmer, ready, your hand is about to click the buy or sell. Now I am on the 4 hours. Each candle represents 4 hours. So I can now make a determination. Here's what. Let me just pull a trend line and let's see what's happening here. So I may say, we have lessons on trend line anyway, but let's just pull a little trend line here to see what's going on here. For the last 4, 8, 12 hours, it was a downtrend, but we realized for the last 8 hours, the trend would have broken the trend line. So we're heading for an uptrend. That's in the 4 hours. Okay, let's see what happened now from the 4 hours into the 1 hour to get a better determination. And then you can see in the 4 hours, I was moving in a downtrend, but it broke the trend and now the market is actually going up. That's in the 1 hour. So as we go down, but what we are looking for entry, an adequate time for entry. So you don't want to enter the market too early because there may be a pullback and may hit your stop loss. Neither do we want to enter the market too late. We are looking for the opportune time to enter the market. I may then decide now from the 1 hour, let's go down to the 15 minutes to see what's happening. And there we get a better picture in the 15 minutes now. So this is what's happening in the market. And as we go down the lower time frame, now we realize, here's what, I am getting closer to placing a trade. So I look at it here, the market is going up. There is a slight pullback here. The market tried going up. And this candle here, we can see the candle tells a story. That's a whole different lesson anyways. So now I may say, okay, fine, you know what? I think I'm going to take a little because the market pull back a little. So I know the market may still give a little chance to go back up, but I want to enter at a point where I'm certain it may have minimal pullback. So I'm still going to go down and see what's going on in the 5 minutes. And after the 5 minutes, I see here's what. You see there's a high peak here. It shows the market is reversing. The market is going to pull down for a while. So the market was going up. It came back down a little. There was a pullback. It went up to a higher high. But then here it pulled down to a lower low. It went up to a higher low because this high is lower than this high here. And it came down. It still picked up here, but that was just a shoot up here. I believe the market might be pulling down here. We see activity. So I'm looking for an entry and I go down the 1 minute now. This is why the difference of the time frame. Every candle here represents 1 minute. And since I am going for a sell, I'm going to wait until these go up as high as possible before I take a sell. Look what's happening. It's going green. I'm going to wait. It's going green. I'm going for a sell, but I'm waiting for it to go higher than it is here. So if I get it at the highest point, once I enter the market, it's back down, it's going. So if I had gotten up here, you see it start going down here. So I would have already started being in profit. So we use the lower time frame to time the entry into the market. So again, even though a trade is given on the WhatsApp, we don't expect you to just jump and just take the trade just like that. You should get on your trading platform, get even to the 1 minute, and see the exact time you could enter the trade for a buy or sell when there is a pullback. So don't just jump on the market and just decide because the trade comes now, you may get it the very second it is sent out, but the market can make a huge move just in that 2 or 3 seconds, and all you do is just jump in and you just buy or you just sell. It shouldn't be that way. So this is how we analyze and we can learn to enter the market. Question if you have any question.
Yes, Mr. Millet. So just to review what you just said about entering, because I want to make sure I get it right. So if the market in a sell direction, you enter when the candle is tall, like right at the top.
All
and
right,
does it matter if it's red or blue? Do you enter on anyone, or it has to
No,
be?
you don't enter anyone. Right. So let's go back now. So you always enter. I always enter on the 1 minute candle. The 1 minute candle tells you the opportune time. So let's go back on the 1 minute. Let's explain this here. So I'm going for a sell. Now on that green candle is a good chance for me to go for the sell because I want to go down, but I want to get it at the highs. So look at it going still. So if you had entered down here, this was, let's just measure it quickly before it changes. 2.4 pips, right? This movement here. So you enter the market down here, it's going to pull you 2.4 pips negative. Imagine you entered here now. When the market is about to go down, then straight away you enter, you're already in profit. You don't have that drawbacks. Because when you enter, you always enter negative because there is a spread, the difference between the buy and sell. Let's say there are 4 pips different. So you enter at 10 cents per pip. As soon as you hit sell, you're negative 40 cents, right? But if you had entered sell down here, you're no longer negative 40, you might be negative $1.50 because look at the market pull back in the 1 minute. If you had waited to get it right at the top here, and you entered here, you would enter, yes, negative 40 cents because that's the spread. But by the time the next few seconds, the markets are dropping, you're already in profits. So some person may say they are in profits before others because it depends on the time you enter. Look, all this is happening here. That's already 1.5 pips different. So it's fluctuating. So for me, I am going to wait here to see if it is going to go as high as this up here before I enter. So this is what makes the difference. So some people might be in profits as well as some may not be in profit. So imagine you entered here, you're already in profits because this would have covered your 1 pip. There's a 2 pip different here, right? There's a 2 pip different within that currency. And if you would have entered there, look at that, 2.1. So if you would have entered the market right there, you would be 0, no loss. And now when the market continues to go down, right now you'll have been in profit already. As opposed to 20 seconds ago, if you enter the market down here, you are still in loss. So some people say, well, everybody's saying they blue and I in red still. So now you'd have been maybe 30 cents in profit and somebody who entered half a minute before you, they are still in loss. So whenever the trades are given, you have to understand the significance of the time frame. The higher time frame gives you an idea as to what the trend of the market is here. And the lower you go down gives you opportunity to enter. So you're looking at the market on the 4 hours and you're still cool. You want to think you're still itching, you want to get into a trade. Good. So as I start warming up, I go down to the 1 hour because I'm looking for my entry point and I start to get warm now. And then I decide to go in the 15 minutes. I start to sweat because I'm ready to enter the market now. And now that I'm sweating and I'm on my mark, I'm already set and the gun is about to fire. I want to fire my gun on 1 minute. And now I'm looking for opportunities because the 1 minute always have big spikes. Look at the length of the wicks or the length of the candles on the 1 minute as opposed to if I go down on the 1 hour. On the 1 hour, look at it here, they're very, very short. So you cannot see a good entry point on the 1 hour. So here's what. Look at this green candle. I'm going to measure it from week to week, right? From the top of this week to the bottom of this week, that's 11 pips. As short as the candle is, that is 11 pips. If I go back on the 1 minute, I could measure a candle 3 times the length of it, and it is nowhere near that. Let's see the longest candle. Let's take this green candle here. That's just 1.92 pips. So it's not just about the length of the candle. So the time frame is very important because it gives us an idea as to when to enter the market. So to answer your question, when is the best time to trade? All of the time frames are important. The higher time frames give you direction, but when you're ready to enter, to maximize your entry, you do it in the 1 minute. Again, you wouldn't see that in videos, but because we have been there, This is why we are explaining and we are running this through. So I hope your question was answered. Do we have any more questions? TradingView is very, very important in terms of analyzing the market. There are a lot of things we can do on TradingView that we cannot do with our regular MetaTrader platform. TradingView affords us the opportunity to color. So here I color currency pairs when I have them trading on. So if I have them trading in my MetaTrader, to identify it easier, I color them, all right? Or if you have certain currencies that interest you more than others, you can color them. So one, TradingView allows you the opportunity to color your charts. With the free version, we only have one color. Multiple colors is afforded when you have the paid version of the app. Good. Okay, I'm seeing question, seeing something in the chat here. Okay, all right, good. Right, so this is one of the reasons why. Secondly, TradingView affords us the opportunity to set alerts here. Okay, you're welcome. To set alerts on the platform. So I think this is going to go in a buy, but you know what? I want to do a pending order, but I'm still not certain where. So when that rate reaches at 1.1 to 600, I want to know. So I can go and sleep, I can go and do whatever. I can put my cursor on the 1.1200 on where I want it here. I right click and I add an alert. So the alert can be put on that here. I can do a trend line again if I want, and I can put an alert on the trend line. You can put an alert anywhere. And when you do this alert, you can take note here. So I have a message here, a message box. So that's when the Euro US is crossing that line. And I put here a possible buy entry. And I click create. So what is going to happen? I go about my business, doing what I'm doing, be it work, be it sleep, be it whatever. And when the market reaches at that rate here, an alert pops up on my phone. It sends an email, likewise, that this target has been hit. So I can now pull my device, look at it, okay, fine, I'm going to get into the market and see before I put my entry. So even when we set pending orders, we can set the pending orders, or we can set alerts to indicate to us, here's what, check it to see if your pending order is still standing or if it can still apply to the current market structure. And this and a lot of other things we can do in TradingView that we cannot do on the MetaTrader platform. But the idea is really when the trades are given off, you don't just blindly take the trades, because one, you don't know where the market is compared to the time the trade was sent out. Also, you want to learn to be independent.
So, Mr. Millett,
buy now. I think it's about sell, because look at it. Yes, go ahead.
Okay, so I was going to ask you about the buy part of the entry now, because you say with the sell part, you enter at the top, you look at the longest candle that is upward, basically in a nutshell. So the buy kind of would be the opposite. So we know for a fact we do it on the 1 minute chart, but it's just to get the exact entry point on the chart. So the buy now, you're looking at the candle downwards.
Right. So let's do it.
Illustrate a buy.
Practically, right. So when we're buying expecting the market to go up. So we go down on the red candle, we could find within that time frame for us to enter. Mind you, the market may be moving in a particular way that you don't find it. So then sometime after a while you say, what, let me just enter. But this was a good time to enter for the buy here, because it pulled down to that red. The market shoot up here, but it came back down. So we can take it here, because if you realize for the last 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, maybe last 15 minutes, the market has not gotten so low in the last 15 minutes. So this was a good point here to enter the market. I just draw that little support here. So we can see here that this was a support area here in the 1 minute. Look how many candles are bouncing on that line here. So if you could have gotten to enter for a buy on that support line, it meant that as soon as you enter the buy, you're already in profits. There is nothing about pulling back because all the pullback for the last 15 minutes were on that support area here. So we're looking for the longest red to enter when we're going in a buy on the 1 minute. And if we are going in a sell, we are looking here. So this is our support, this is our resistance area here now because it's bouncing it here. And because we're going down, we want when the green is at the highest, we can take it. So if you can enter the trade when the green is up here for a sell, it's better for you because it's not going on any pullback here. And this is done in the 1 minute. So when we're selling, when we get to the 1 minute, we want to get at the top of the buy candle so that we can sell go down with minimal pullback. So don't just blanketly just take. You see a sell come and I just hit the sell. Get in it, get in the 1 minute and wait and see when you get a little pullback in the 1 minute. So you enter the market at a rate where you have minimal pullback. I hope I was clear on this.
Yes, thank you very much.
All right. I want to go back to something here that we did last week again. In our session last week, was a few persons were asking about this. I'm going to bring back my trading platform here. It is very important that we take things gradually. Again, my advice to persons who are trading,
I'm not hearing. I'm not
how
sure if
about
it's
you
me
have your
alone
money
that's it.
and gives me in a year?
Could you please repeat because we're not hearing?
Okay, good. All right, so I'm going to share back my screen. Can you hear me now?
Just before you continue, with the previous slides when you talk about the waiting on the 1 minute to make a buy or a sell, where would you enter your stop loss?
Okay, good question. Right. So I use the 1 minute to enter the trade. We don't set stop loss. Again, the 1 minute cannot give us a trend. We cannot determine a trend in the 1 minute. So let me just extend this so you see exactly. Okay, where are you? Where is my chat? Where did you go? I didn't see what I just touched. Trading panel. Okay, where are you? Okay, so while I'm looking for this option here, you know what?
Just click the little minimizing button like below your dock, right? So
A little volume.
yeah, right there. Yeah, look at it.
That's my feed here. Let me just move that around.
Yeah, look at it right here, that.
All right. Yeah. So okay, right. So that was blocking here. Good, right? Okay. So you cannot determine a trend. Look at this here. This here is showing a downtrend. That's in the 1 minute, but you cannot determine in that 1 minute a trend. The 1 minute basically is for entry. Look at the big drop you would have had here. This is basically for you to enter. Because what you're going to realize, let's just measure it and let me bring that here. So from this point, ruler, come on. From this point here to all the way down here, all right, so that's just 34 pips here. But When you enter in the 1 minute, the 1 hour time frame gives you the opportunity to determine where you put your stop loss and your take profit. Because in the 1 minute, many things happen. But the 1 hour gives you a better, let me change that. That was euro USD. Let me change that currency. That's what I find out looking strange. Let's work on the euro USD, right? So in the 1 minute, let's get back on that here. In the 1 minute here, we cannot determine what a trend looks like here, because so far we would have covered how much? 7 pips. Look at this here. Where can I put my stop loss or my take profit? So if I am trading here and I enter the market here, where would I put my TP? Normally, okay, my TP comes at the bottom down here. This is about 4 pips here. My stop loss here might be about over here, this top zone here, which is about 5 pips. So the 1 minute is not for that. The 1 minute is for entry. So ideally, we go to the 1 hour and then we can actually see what's happening, see the trend. So in the event a trade like this, you go for a sell, they're going to put TP1 right at the bottom here of the lowest previous sets of candles here. So TP1 might be down here. So if I enter the trade right there, how much pips from here to my TP1? 32 pips. So this I can get into the 1 hour. So that's 32 pips I can get as my TP here. Likewise, if we're looking for a stop loss for an entry here, I may take the stop loss at the top of this candle here, maybe another 32 pips, or you want to take it here at 17 pips, which is a bit close. So ideally, the stop loss could be at that level here. So we get our stop loss and our take profit from the 1 hour, which can be ideal. Again, based on the style of trade you're doing. If you're doing trade that you run a trade for 3 months, 4 months, 5 months, then you need wider stop loss because you're going to be looking at it on a larger time frame. So you don't do stop loss and take profit on the 1 minute. Never. You're always going to lose. You're always going to lose stop loss. If you hit your stop loss, or if you hit your TP, what you're making is just change. You can't do anything. Few cents you might be making. Because on the 1 minute, the range is too close for you to make a determination as to where your stop loss or your TP is. So you look at a chart. So if somebody takes a picture and send you and ask you to analyze that chart, where should I put my stop loss or my take profit? Your very first question should be, what time frame is this? Because this on a 1 minute means totally something totally different from this on a 1 hour or 4 hours or daily. This year, you cannot say that is consolidation because these are just 1 minute candle. Because the same thing you say here might be a consolidation, might very well be a trend that is being developed, but you can't see it, the trend on the 1 minute. And that's what it's all about. So you use your 1 hour, which is an ideal time frame for setting your stop loss and your take profit. So trading view is, yes, go ahead. I'm hearing somebody wants to ask a question or something.
No, I said thank you.
Okay, not a problem. You're welcome. All right, do we have any more questions in the chat? So the thing about it is that persons would want to jumpstart. The best advice I can give to persons who just started, and even if you just went on today here and you sign up on this here. Is my audio clear enough? Tell me, are you hearing me clearly?
Yes, yes.
Okay, good, right. So the best advice I can give you, if you would have just started, please go through the academy. You can take 2 days, you can take 3 days and run through the academy. And once you do that, then you are ready to work with what we're doing. The academy is going to make a lot more sense because of some of the things we explain here. The academy wouldn't go into details and explain these things as we are explaining them now, right? So a lot of those things here with the academy, yes, you learn them, but you're going to have to learn by mistake sometimes and see that. And this is why we're trying to avoid persons making those mistakes and trying to help to put things in perspective. But do not let your drive or your quest for making money prevent you from going thoroughly through the academy. It's just the same way some of you here are teachers. And let's say suppose you're teaching mathematics. And you know most of the mathematics book, the answers are at the back of the book. and your children, you're teaching a concept and you have to give an exam or something, and all the children just turn in the back to write the answer. We know what it's all about here. They are never going to learn the concept or learn it here because the answers are at the back of the book. And when would it pay off, or when would they see what's going on? When it's time for CXC and there is no answer, you realize you're like fish out of water and you don't get the results that you're supposed to. And this is the same thing that's going to happen here. If you try to jumpstart or make shortcuts when it comes to learning to trade, you're going to pay for it with your account. Believe it or not, that's what's going to happen. And again, you realize here's what I have $100 or $200 or $300, and they send 5 trades and all were good at 10 cents. Now I could take 20 cents now, or I could take 30 cents. And this is what was going to lead me to a little review of this area here. Based on the size of your account, you can take a certain type. All right, is the stop loss and take profit. Okay, all right, good. Yeah, because I'm on screen here, you know, sometimes when I pull it up here, then it goes up here, right? So you can look at this chart straight away here. I have 2 colors here on the chart here. I have a green and I have a red. The red is my stop loss. Straight away, you can look at this and see that this is a sell that I am doing. Why? My stop loss is always the opposite direction from which I want to go. So my red is on top. I don't want it to go to red. I want it to go down. So I am going in a sell position. So my stop loss goes in the opposite direction from where I want it. And my take profit goes down in the direction to where I want it. So in a trade like this is where my stop loss is here. I can put my take profit at this level down here, or I can put my take profit at that level. So if it covers this one and it keeps going down, it can go down at this other level down there. These are some of the things that here. So this is how your stop loss and your take profit works here. Stop loss goes opposite end from where you want to go. I want to go down, so my stop loss goes on top. I want to go up for a buy, my stop loss goes below. Wherever I don't want to go, that's where I put my stop loss. And my take profit goes in the direction in which I want to go. But here's what. Whenever we enter a trade, what is important for us also, one is looking at the volume, the lot size. Here you can see that this is 20 cents. Remember I tell you mathematically it says 0.022 cents. In trading it is 20 cents. This says $1.50. This is $15 in trading. It is 10 times what it is. So this year, that's why I have $712 so far on that trade, because I'm going at $15 per point. This one I'm going at 40 cents and 20 cents. But together, when I add my volume, I have to be mindful of my margin level. This is a demo account. It has almost $80,000 on it. So my margin level is 38,000 plus %. You should not let your margin level fall below 500. So as you keep placing trades, your margin level is going to go down. And let me give you an example. So let me do 2 at $20, right? I'm going to do a trade now. I want to look at this. My margin level is 38,113. As soon as I enter that trade, it is going to go down. So it is 38,113. I just entered that trade here. You see my margin level went down to 12,883. Why? Because that trade I entered at $20 per point, already I'm minus $37 here. So my margin level would have gone down to 12,000. Okay, let's do another trade at $40 per point. Look at what's going to happen. My margin level now is at 12,883. Although I have 80,000 as equity, my margin level has gone down to 12,000. Let's do another trade. I just did another trade. Look at my margin level, went down to 5,000%, right? I still have the same equity. Let's try something here. Let's try $70 a point, and I'm going to buy. My margin level would have gone down to $2 to 2,723%. So for every trade I take, because of the volume, my margin level goes down substantially. Let's try something here. At $100 per point, my margin level would have gone down to 9,000. And it went down to 2,000. And let me bring this up to show you, and I'm going to stop on this level here. look at my margin level is 1,569. Although I have an equity of $79,000 on the account, but my account cannot support so much more trades at that volume. How do we know that? Let's add a few more trades with it. I added a few more trades with it, and let's see what happened. My margin level has gone down to 500. I'm going to add 2 more trades with it. I want you to see what's going on. And this is what's happening to a lot of persons and what's going to happen. So now, although I have equity of 78,000, my margin level has gone down to 394%. Believe it or not, if I take maybe 1 or 2 other trades here, the broker is going to close off some of these trades, if not all of them, be they in profit or not, because my margin level has gone down low. Some of you will get email, margin calls email, stating that your margin level is too low and your account cannot support those margin level here. So I'm entering more trade. So although I have 70-something thousand, I should not be taking any more trades. So yes, I'm in negative 2,000 because I have money on the account. But what's going to happen is my margin level is going to fall too low and the broker is just going to start closing off accounts and trades are just going to be closed off. So this is what we have to be mindful of. We have to be mindful of taking trades that our account cannot support. We have to do that. So whenever the trades come off here, even if 6 trades or 7 trades or 8 trades or 9 trades have been given out, do not take all of these trades until you understand what can happen with your margin level. So you have to be mindful of that here, because it's not just about what you have. A while ago, my equity was 70-something thousand here, and my balance was greater. My balance is greater here. Look at it here, right? So in this case, my equity is greater. My balance is 76,000 here, but my equity 300, but my equity is 76,900 because I have profit inside here. So until these trades close, my balance would not go up. So I can keep taking trades and I'm going to end up in problems unless I decide to close some trades. So here's what. You take 3 trades and you realize your margin level is going down. And these trades are in profit, but they send you 2 nice trades. You know what you can do? You can close off some of the previous trades to take the new ones. But here's what. The margin level goes down proportionately to the size of the trades that you take. So for many of us, we have to take small trades, 0.01, 0.02, 0.03 at those kinds of level based on the amount of money we have in the account. What you can do, however, you can take multiple trades on the same currency pair. So here's what. Buy AUD CHF. That's what we are on now. So I decide, here's what, you know what? I'm going down to 0.01, 10 cents. And I'm buying 3 lots on it. The 3.01 10 cents that I just took here is equivalent to me taking 1 at 30 cents. So why would I take 1 at 30 cents when I can take 3 at 10 cents? The 3 at 10 cents is easier on my margin level than the 1 at 30 cents. But here's what's going to happen. In the event that the trade goes opposite, so I just bought with the intention of the market going up, but let's just say the market start going down. Oh, so I have that 3 trades. When I look at my stop loss, I have $5 each on the stop loss. If 3 of them hit the stop loss, that's $15 I'm losing. So you know what? I think I can close off 2 of these trades and I'm going to leave 1 still. So instead of losing $15, I might be able to handle maybe negative $8 and then it bounces back and it pulls in my direction and it delivered me from the loss. So it is more wisdom in trading, doing multiple smaller lots. Again, if you do 4 0.01, you're making the same money as doing 1.04. If you do 1 trade at 0.04. The advantage of doing the smaller trades, one, apart from it being easier on your margin level, is that in the event the trade is going reverse, you can now close off 1 or 2 trades and still leave 1 inside or 2 inside to help pull you. Or I have 2 trades on the Australian CHF, and I see they just sent off a trade in the in the Euro USD. You know what? I'm going to close off 1 in this one because it's still going nicely, and I'm going to take 1 in the other one. So this is also the beauty of taking these smaller trades here. Yes, the money is going to be smaller per trade, but it puts you in a better position. And always remember, you are doing the job of the bank. If I get 10% a day, no photocopier machine, no machine in the world can give me that kind of interest per day. So I should be happy to take my little 5 or 10% a day gradually than jumping and trying to get 80 and 90%. Why? Because some guy on YouTube put a video and say he's making XYZ. Or some friend, yes, you know, might be gambling in trading and just taking big risk. But believe it or not, the bigger your risk, when the market decides to take from you, is the more it's taking from you. So gradually stick within your lot size, do your proper risk management, and believe it, at the end of it, you are going to be more satisfied. So when you lose, it's going to be manageable. So you have a $100 account and you do good risk management and you lose $3, that's fine. That wouldn't hurt you. As opposed to you over leveraging and you lose $40 on a $100 account, it sets you right back down. Gradually build your account. This trading thing is not a get rich overnight thing. Some persons, like you just buy a lotto ticket for $2 or $3, whatever the price, and you win a big money. This is not about trading. Trading is gradually learning discipline. And this is what it is, learning the discipline of growing wealth. Growing, that's what it's all about, not building. Building is much faster than growing. I use the word growing because it's a gradual process where you learn and you make adjustments. That's what it is. So you get on the platform, you get on the IM Academy, you'll go through the videos, you follow the live tutors. There are live session that goes on all the time. You find a tutor that you like his or her style. You can learn from, you follow these people, and believe it or not, you're on your road to success. But here's what. Do not focus on mountain is coming and I have to pay my subscription. I don't know what I will do. Here's what. For 15 years you've been working, 20 years you've been working, 10 years you've been working, and you grumble and you grumble and you still find it. You lend money from a partner to pay the boss for the month to go to work. This is a platform that can deliver you, that can set you free from all your financial troubles. And if 1 month is going to hinder you because you realize you can't pay the subscription for 1 month, then that's trouble. On the other hand, I must also say here, what we are doing here, none of us is obliged to do that. We're not asking for thanks or for praise, but I'm telling you, none of us is obliged to do that. You joined IM Academy because they are an institution that provides education for trading. You pay your money, you go to your back office, and you learn your thing for yourself. Nobody has to teach you. When you go in SGR, when any online university, you pay your money, you do your assignment, you do everything for yourself. This is how IM is designed. What we are doing here is because we are all one people, and we know some persons need assistance, some persons need help. We help and we work together because at the end of the day, we are Grenadians, or wherever you're from, we support each other. And there is enough resources in the world for everyone to live comfortably. And this is why we're trying to help others. So instead of you coming and asking me for $2, if I can help you make $2 or $4, then you would be in a position not to ask me, but also to help the other person who would have come to help me or come to ask me. You can meet them on the half and you can deliver them from their troubles. And what we're sharing with you, when you get to the point where you can become independent, we want you and we expect you to share it with others. There's about almost $7 trillion traded daily. It's time that this side of the world, the big world, they built themselves on slavery on our people. And they now would have built themselves and they still have us slaving. Let us see how we can get something out of that, and see how we can turn the tide and how we can do that. And this is why we are trying to empower people so that they can learn to take the share of the market. We know it takes time. Different people have different conditions. Some are more desperate, or some people depend on the little trade, whatever it is here. And it takes a while to get out of those habits. But we are working and we are going to continue to work and to support you in what we're doing here. But do not take it believing, here's what, oh, this person gave me to sign up and they have to help me. Nobody has to help you do anything. We are all in this together. We are volunteering to help each other. So please, I've heard it said, people say, oh, they just want us to join and they just leave us here. Nobody has to take your hand. You join the academy and you get on board. Nobody helped me when I got into the academy. Yes, I knew about trading. I know it here. So that's why when I got into the academy, it was easy for me to navigate. But we are assisting, and that's what we are doing. And we are going to support you. Whatever the case is, we are going to support you, and we're going to do that here. So rest assured that you are here. And yes, times may be hard. You may not be able to pay your subscription. But the trades that we give, when you're able to earn a little, the best thing you can do is to resubscribe to the academy so you can have access to the live tutors. Because when they come on, they really give a lot. Because every one of us, there is no point where you reach to say, oh, I've learned enough now, I can be on my own and do that here. The market disciplines us and teaches us daily what's going on. But we all give our all. And what Mr. Jack is doing when he does his training, his education, his analysis, and he puts out his trades and he does that. He doesn't have to do it, but we help each other, and that's what it is here. And as long as persons have the discipline to understand when and how they enter the market, more trades are going to be given. But I know if 20 trades are given, persons with the small accounts, whatever, are just going to just take the 20 trades. So you still have to cut down on the number of trades. But I hope that from tonight we understand why we should take a certain amount. And if we want to do more than 2 or 3, we can give up others, but we can minimize on our lot size. So you have no idea how many trades are coming. Take 0.01. So when the others come, you can take them and you can see some are doing better than others. So maybe you can close some or open some or do whatever you want. But this is, in a nutshell, why we're doing what we're doing. So I hope tonight, I know tonight was quite a lot. There is so much more that we can do, and we are going to do, but we're taking them in phases. And I believe we have to take a break here, take a pause here. Mr. Jack, I don't know if there is anything you want to say or anybody has any pressing question. Yes, go ahead with the question. Yes.
Yes, quick question. If it's not too much, can you do a quick calculation to show whether how much you're going to lose when doing your stop loss or how much you're going to make?
Okay, sure. Good. We can do that with any of these trades and that are running here now. The AUD CHF. So I'm going to do that right here. So let me just see what the chart, if it's something similar to that here. All right, no problem. Good, right. So this is a trade here, AUD CHF. And I tell you which trade it is here. That number 206, which one ends here with 206? That's this one here. So this trade is where this stop loss is here. And I can also see it here, right? So I got into the trade here. My stop loss is just because I'm going for a sell down. My stop loss has to be above, and my stop loss is just above the highest point that was close to my entry. That's my stop loss. If I hover the mouse on it, it pops up and tells me this is 68 pips away, and I'm going to be losing. My profit is negative $14.40. So this is what my stop loss is, negative $14.40. So if it goes in a buy and it hits my stop loss, I'm going to lose $14.40. When it comes to my take profit, so let's suppose I put my take profit at that level here. Let's see what that level is. 0.64651. 0.64651. Right, this is my take profit down here. Here, I put the mouse on it, it's going to tell me. I am making $11.53, which is 54 pips a week. That might be my take profit 1. Take profit 2 would be lower than here, which is $19, yes.
Okay, so this platform you're using, you can only see your profit like that if you on trading view.
No, this is not trading view. This is MetaTrader, MetaTrader 5.
Okay, so then I need to adjust my setting.
Yes.
Okay.
As well as you also can manually calculate. So this trade here, I got in at that price, 65198, right? So let's just bring up the calculator. You come down in the bottom, good. So I got in at 65198. That's where I got in at the price here. My stop loss is 65881. I take away 65881. I'm left with 683 or 68.3 pips. So 68.3 pips at 20 cents per point, 20 cents per pip. This is what's happening here. So this is how we also calculate our pips here, right? So at 68.3 pips, just a difference in it here. Likewise, the difference between our entry price here and our take profit here, if we subtract that here, we know how much pips difference, and we know the value of a pip here is 20 cents, and that's how we multiply it. So in the event your trading platform doesn't give you, when you hover over it, what the exact value is, you can get it just from calculating there. Again, if you're uncertain, you can just go, there are pip calculators online. You maybe just Google pip calculator, Forex pip calculator. You put in your entry point, you put in your stop loss, your take profit, and your thing, and it tells you exactly that here. But most of the MP4, MP5 platform, they tell you once you hover over it, what the value is of your stop loss and your take profit. So when the take profits are given, don't just punch them in and not realize, because some of them, the TP might be so wide your account cannot support it. So if when the trade is given off, you look at it and you calculate it quickly, oh, that's 40 pips. Okay, 40 pips, if I take it at 20 cents, you know what's going on here? That's a lot. That's a lot for me. So maybe I should take it at 10 cents and make it $4. Because if I take it at 20 cents, that's $8 I'm risking. I can't afford to risk $8. So if you calculate the pip on your stop loss before you enter the trade, it gives you an idea as to the size you can enter. So this stop loss that they give us 30 pips away. If I go it at 10 cents, oh, that's $3. If I go it at 20 cents, that's $6. But here's what, I want to take 4 trades. So I should take 4 trades at 10 cents. So that's my 3 fours, $12 for the total of 4 trade stop loss, as opposed to if I take 0.2, it's $24 I'm risking. So these are the things, you may not get it all like now, but we're going to re-emphasize this thing over and over until you fully understand. So when you're taking trade, it's not just taking trade here at any kind of lot size. You have to know what your account can support and you work accordingly.
Mr. Millet, a question. What if you have a trade, let's say, I just call it in pair. Let's say you have an AUD CHF sale running, right? And it has not reached the take profit as yet. And then another trade like that is posted with a different take profit. What advice would you give as it relates to?
All right, so let me give you advice by practice here now. AUD CHF. All right? Bye. Let me close up this little trade. Let me close up that little trade. And let's work with this one trade here. Let me do a stop loss on that, 0.64900. $0.64900. That's my stop loss here for that trade, right? That's $718. I can also put a TP on this. As there's a question, I'm going to do our 3 things with that for you. 0.65950. 65950. That's my TP up here. So my stop loss is $718. And if I get to my TP, I'm making 1,400. Let's move it at the top up here. I'm making $1,800, right? $1,800 on that trade here. But I realize, here's what, so far, I have $187 in that trade. And I want to get into another trade here. What I can do, what we advise to do here also, we can move our stop loss into profit. So I move my stop loss. I move my stop loss at entry here. But look over here. So I'm now risking $4.22. So I don't have to worry about it. As a matter of fact, I can move it into profit a little. I now have my stop loss at $42 profit. So even though the market changes direction, I am not losing anything. As a matter of fact, when you reach $42, even though the trade closes out, I still have $42. I would have still made $42. So this is one advice that we can do here. All right, this is one thing here. We can move our stop loss into profit or into our entry point, so we don't have any risk. So this trade now is a risk-free trade. You can go and sleep on that and don't even worry about losing anything here. So this is one way of dealing with it. The other option here, so that trade is going to go on when it reaches our TP here at 1897, it is going to just close, right? It is going to close when it gets to that level up here. But here's what, in a case like this, and I realize that trade is going, you know what I'm going to do? I am going to, let me cancel the take profit, cancel take profit. So there's no take profit, and I'm going to do a trailing stop loss. And let me explain what a trailing stop loss is here, all right? So on that trade here, I have a fixed stop loss here at minus $328, but no, I am not putting a take profit. Let this trade go. And I'm just going to set that trade and just leave it. So I'm going to right click on this and I am going to do a trailing stop loss of, let's say, 15 points. Look at what's going to happen. Look at how that red, so hold on. Let me move my stop loss lower down so you can see the effect. My stop loss now is at $1,300, 62 points away. I am now going to move my stop loss to trail at 15 points. So it means it's going to go to 15 points to the current price. When I hit 15, look at what's going to happen. It's going to move on its own. Let's give it a while. When it hits the market, it is going to take a little while and you're going to see it jump. Once that change has gone in, the trailing stop loss. So once there you see, you saw it move for itself, right?
Yeah.
So now my stop loss is 15 points behind. I don't have to put a take profit. If that trade keeps going up like it's going up to Mount St. Catherine for the next 6 months, that money is going to be made, is going to be following, the stop loss is going to be following it. But any day it dives back down 15 pips, is going to close and take the profit. So I'm not setting it to close at any time. It's going to close on its own. So if that market continues to go up for the next 6 months, I'm going to be making money on that trade for the next 6 months. But whenever you see right now, the trade closed because it dipped back a little lower than 15 pips and it closed that trade. But here's what, if I go into the history, although the trade closed because it hit my stop loss here, let me sort this by time. That is AUD-CHF. Let's see AUD-CHF. I love AUD-CHF. That's, yeah, so that's it here, AUD-CHF. Here. No, not at one. I bought it. I think I bought it more pips than that. AUD-CHF. So hit my stop loss here. That's it here. You see the red, the orange, or whatever color that is, or pink, or whatever. This is that trade. So it came back down. It hit my stop loss, but what? I made $103 on that because it was 15 pips away from it. But if the trade continues going up, it may make 500, 1,000, 3,000, 4,000 on that trade. But as soon as it dips back down 15 pips, it closes off and I keep the profit. So this is what a trailing stop loss does. So there are times, based on how the market is, you don't even put a TP. You do a trailing stop loss, and it is more profitable doing the trailing stop loss sometimes than just putting a TP. So it goes on and on because you may see TP1, TP2, TP3, and you just take TP1 and you realize, whoa, if I had left that thing, look at what would have happened. So you monitor the trade and you realize it's getting close to your TP. You can remove your TP and you can put a trailing stop loss and forget everything about that. Just let the trade go. If you want to go all the way to Carriacou, let it go in Carriacou. The more it goes, the more money you would have made on it.
So in the event that another trade of that same kind comes out, you wouldn't really take it?
In the event another trade comes off, you can take that other trade. But here's what. There are times you'd have to close off some trades that are in profit to take other trades because you have to look at your margin level. So this is why if you take let's say you take 4 trades at 0.01, and you want to take a new trade, you can close off 2 trades on the 0.01, you get more margin level, then the money on that trade gets added to your balance. So look at this here, I have $652 now. My balance is 76,404, but my equity is 77,000. If I want to take a big trade, I can close off that big trade here, let that money go and update my balance, so I have the ability to take more trades. So there are times we close off trades, so that money gets added to the balance, gives us more ability for a free margin level, and we can take these added trades. It is going to come in time. It's going to come in time. You won't get all at the same time.
No, I understand that. I was just checking of taking another trade of the same pair, but I understand. I was just wondering that if you had one running already, and let's say, for example, it's on a pullback. So let's say you have a AUD CHF running, and it might be, let's say, a minus $2.05, and another AUD CHF comes out. I was wondering if to just take the other trade or change the TP from.
Oh, you can take the other one. You can take the other one too. The thing about it, I don't take all trades simply because there are some currency it doesn't want trading them. The return you get on them, GBP pairs give good payoff, but there are some currency, even though you get the amount of movement you have to wait to get 30 pips, and so it's a waste of time. So there are some currency, even though there are trades on them, even though you're doing your own analysis, you don't even waste time trading them. That's what it is in a nutshell.
Okay. Okay, thank you.
Not a problem. Do we have any more questions? Okay, Mr. Jack, I'm going to turn back the time to you.
Okay, good night again. Mr. Paul.
Hello.
Just hope, family members didn't take it like you were coming harsh at them. People have different personalities in terms of, we being here and the sacrifice. Only we're doing it because we want to see you reach the level we are even better than us, so we're growing together. Mr. Paul, you understand what I'm saying?
Definitely.
Yeah, so people, it's just love. Mr. Paul is here, I'm here to support everybody, and, just don't take us the wrong way. You're going to get your trades, you're going to get the support, no problem. But we just expect that you put out, make the attempt, learn. Whatever question you have, throw it at on us. No problem. We're going to research, we're going to work together, we're going to grow together. Right? So we have no questions for Mr. Paul or for me? No more questions? All right. Great job again, Mr. Paul. I thank you for your time. People, that video here, that recording would be up as soon as it's processed. And blessed night to everyone. Maybe see you weekend again,
Yeah, so in the chat, if there are pressing issues, if there are pressing things for us here, you can always just put it in the chat. Things that you want to see, if there are things that you want to see, then you want to discuss here. We can also discuss that even while you're going through the academy and you're seeing things that have questions. You take notes when you're going to the academy. You can raise them here, and we can deal with those and answer your question. We're here to help. That's what it's all about here.
Definitely.
So please feel free to post any little question that you want on the chat so that we can deal with it when we have those sessions.
Nice.
Mr. Jack.
Hey, night.
Yes, good night. I noticed somebody asking for the high trade pairs in the chat. So I just wanted to mention, maybe we could send
I'll do that.
The price sheets. Yeah, so everyone will be aware.
Yeah.
All right, thank you.
Yeah.
All right, people, have a good night. Supper time for me.
All right, Mr. Paul, thanks a million again.
Not a problem.
Yeah.
Bye-bye, bye-bye.
All right, blessed night, everyone.